Welcome to an episode of Singapore Real Estate Explained, where we look at new launches in this series to break it down so we can have the latest investment insights. So today, we have a new launch called Altura. And it's one of the rare asset classes that we have never done a review about, which is
because it's the first EC for this year also.
Yes, first EC, in fact. But fun fact, before we start, do you know that recently we just went for a bootcamp? And it was amazing. And Grace over here got the best bootcamp facilitator award.
And I think that's not the only thing.
Oh, wow.
We've seen how Chris showed his breakdance move.
Yes, breakdance. Yeah.
Can you breakdance for us now?
I tried. Okay, that's the only move I can do. But nonetheless, there's some fun fact that we hope to add some humor. And people say that I look a bit nervous when Joey's not around. But I understand, separation anxiety issue. But I guess with Grace, things seem to soften up a bit more. Okay, so let's move into the topic today for Altura.
So what does Altura mean?
Yeah, so I went to Google and I found out it actually stands for altitude. And a very feminine way is called, it stands for height. So
greater heights.
Greater heights and beyond. Yep. So in this, let's take a look at the project information. First thing first, site area. About 12,000 square meter of land. Quite a big plot of land. Plot ratio 3. And you can see 99-year tenure residential. Number is 360. TOP 2026, about 3 years time. And number block, 6 blocks with 15 floors. So quite a decent kind. And it's by Qingjian once again. Because they just did one for Arden by Qingjian. So they're really launching it together to be a blockbuster kind of launch. Yes, so let's take a look at how the developer actually fared in terms of background EC.
So I think Qingjian is really known for their EC developments. You know, some of the past EC that they've done, we've seen Tenet that launched and did really well. And then we have the Visionaire that recently MOP'd also, as well as In's residence at Choa Chu Kang area.
Yes, indeed. And it seems very interesting. They have bid out a lot of EC land. They are looking for really cheaper land to bid. It's a very common thing. Like Arden also recently, even you see this place called Jetscape, they really aim for this kind of land so that they can make a greater profit margin. So that's how Qingjian actually works. And one thing to note for this location, Altura, they're actually quite near the Jurong Innovation District. Okay, right here with the upcoming MRT line that is in the Jurong area, Jurong line, where basically it comes at 2027 to 2029. And if you talk about the existing MRT station, is at around two bus stop away from Bukit Batok MRT. So it's still quite a decent area. Okay, with a lot of neighborhood amenities, like even Le Quest Mall, which is right nearby, all the way to the neighborhood polyclinics, etc., which is still under construction.
Yeah. So like what Chris mentioned, in terms of connectivity, you're pretty close to both Bukit Gombak as well as the upcoming Tengah Park. So to Bukit Gombak is then about 2 bus stops, and you're about 1 bus stop away from Tengah Park MRT.
Oh, yes, indeed. Okay, next, let's take a look at the schools. Wow, this is a big topic because a
lot of schools will be coming in here also.
Coming in here. And there's a very hot thing about Tengah area. So let's take a look at currently what schools we have. Okay, we have Tazung Primary and St. Anthony Primary. That's only 1 km. Okay, decent school. And next, this is a very hot topic. The upcoming school coming into this area. We have ACS Primary Barker coming in 2030. A very hot contender topic of why they shifted from Newton all the way to Tengah.
And people will be happy to know that Altura is actually 1 kilometers 1 kilometers from ACS Primary. So for those of you who want to do like future long-term family planning, I guess this is one of the good points in terms of entering into Altura. Or if not, it's also part of your exit strategy in the future when you want to exit 2030. That's when, families will start buying to the area for the kids.
In fact, fun fact, speaking of which, this actually caused a huge uproar for ACS. A lot of alumni actually started holding the meeting to say, why are we shifting? And I mean, in terms of the locality and the people who are there, they may end up finding they lose the advantage of being ACS. So it's a very big topic, but we won't go
so the movement in schools also for a lot of real estate owners in the area, it will then be people thought it's evergreen factor, but once a school move, you don't really have a say in when or where the school will be moving to.
Yes,
also.
Indeed. And the only one remaining is ACS Junior.
Yeah,
which still hold the fort there, but this is something that to take note about school
Yes.
effect. Okay, and other than that, we have Pioneer Primary School, which is, I know you're in Pioneer back then, the JC, but this is your junior. Junior, which is primary school next to Tengah. First primary school in the estate, very interesting. And followed by that is the Bukit View Primary School.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's take a look at the shopping, which is Le Quest. It's like a decent mall, almost 98% occupancy rate, if you have heard our video previously. We also have West Mall, one of the nearest mall near to Bukit Batok area. And also Bukit Batok West Shopping Mall. Shopping Centre, and followed by Junction 10 Hillier Mall, Lot 1 near Bukit Panjang, and UT. Alright, so these are some of the malls to keep a lookout for. And other amenities, we also have Yuhua Village, Bukit Batok Nature Park, Home Team.
So all those who like hiking, I guess you're near the greeneries and nature parks.
Yeah, so decent. And this is Jerry's favourite spot. Golf.
He's going to move to Bukit Batok now.
Yep, I guess he may want to go to Marina one. So let's see how it goes for him. Fun fact, Jerry's have been attending golf classes, hoping, and he just passed his exam, his test.
Oh, there is an exam for it?
Oh yes, there's an exam for it, fun fact, for golf course. So do ask him and congratulate him.
If you like to do a consult over golf, you can contact Jarvis.
He will be an amateur golf coach trainer. Alright, so let's take a look at the developer break-even price for this EC. In fact, the break-even price is 1.86 per square feet. Okay, for this Altura. And it's one of the highest bidded EC ever in entire history of Singapore. So take note, in terms of break-even margin, you look at the starting from is 1375. It's a 15.94%. And one to take note, why you're willing to bid so high is because recently you can see a lot of ECs are almost step up because people who are limited in terms of budget-wise, they may be more prone towards getting all these cheaper units. So developers see a demand need and they're overbidding the land to be making sure that it's able to fetch a higher profit margin. So on average, I won't be surprised to go at 1,004 even, in terms of a lot of pricing at 18 to 22% of a break-even margin.
Yes.
Okay, and another land bid that was bidded just recently, just shy away, very close in the
Right beside, actually.
Right beside, was also by CDL, by 1186 per square feet. Okay, and yes, they are the one that may be competing around it, and really depending on how this land bid actually works out.
Yes, and it's interesting because they are both about the same time also in terms of their land purchase.
Correct. So I think they just play scissors, paper, stone. They figure out who to take which one, and then they just take one each and be happy neighbors. Some cases, developers tend to overbid. Because they want to get both land plots so they can control the supply.
Price control in the area.
Price control. Yeah. But most of the developers tend to bid more conservative based on intrinsic calculation or even revamp the site there. Right? But one good news there is in this area is that this is not the only land plot that you can see. The upcoming, because of the entire Tengah area, the transforming that's on the left over here.
So nothing is confirmed yet, but we do see a lot of a few plots of residential, and they're quite big plots that is around this area.
Correct.
And I think government also have plans, to increase the residential areas in that area, because you can also see that, Bukit Batok Driving Centre ultimately is also on a residential plot of land.
Yes,
and once the lease expire, in the next, let's say 10 years, government has plans to actually turn it into a residential plot of land also.
Yeah, based on this orange zone that is zoned out. And these are not confirmed. It could be HDB even. So we don't really speculate in this way, but we know that for something that's 2.9, likelihood, it will be a condo. 1.4, 1.4, I mean, because the plot is so low, it will also be a condo. But this, once again, may change over the years. But it's something you do keep a lookout for. All right. So next, let's take a look at the unit mix.
Okay, so unit mix, you can see that for ECs especially, usually they only go from 3-bedder onwards because they're really for own stay purposes and not for investment. You can see that most of them, 50% are in the 3-bedder. And then for 4-bedder and as well as the 4-bedder premium, it's about 37.5%. And then 5 bedrooms would then be 12.5%.
Yes, indeed. So it's really good to own stay. Right. So next, let's take a look at the layout. The site map. So you can see it looks like a thumbs up. Isn't good? Okay. So recently I tried to picture how the layout look like.
That's an interesting point of view.
Yeah, I still remember. Thumbs up. Yeah. So what happened is, I still remember there was one time in boot camp. And then someone was sharing, why should you buy this particular development? I forgot it was somewhere near, I think riverfront or somewhere. Okay, it was some development. So it's, Park Clementes. So she was saying, why should buy Park Clementes? Then she presented everyone. She said, because if you look at the entire development, the shape gives a thumbs up. So it should be appreciated in
Pricing
price.
will be up to.
I say up to, yeah. But okay, but jokes aside, one thing to think note of this entire development is very nicely even out. Very okay, mini size more than so acres type, but very long lap pool with some decent pool over here and a tennis court. So one tennis court, which is some people's favorite in terms of developments.
Yep.
But nonetheless, the entire unit makes it nicely spaced out, not too close. And that's something very iconic for Qingjian. That they tend to like to have some space, spatial distribution rather than one that's cluttered side by side. Okay, and a lot of them, you can take a look. A lot of them are actually interesting west facing. Okay, for this side where west is facing, these few sides may not be because it's facing towards the south and north over here, but most of them are either west or east facing.
Yeah.
Okay, to be exact, it's southwest. So next, let's take a look at the floor plan. The first one we have here is a 3-bedroom premium plus a study.
But the study looks a bit tiny.
Yeah, it looks like not even a wardrobe.
I think it's one of the smaller study we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very hidden study that you can sit down there and
I
reflect
think you
about
can
life.
probably do out like shelvings over here.
They technically I call it a 3-bedroom.
Yeah,
To be honest.
correct.
Yeah. So layout wise, interesting. Every single room can put a queen size or even king size or master bedroom. Area is quite nicely spaced out for the living area, no wasted space. And kitchen is enclosed, which is quite iconic for most of the family. They want to have enclosed kitchen along with your household shelter. So it's nicely done, done up. And 980 square feet, very comfortable size. The only part is a study, which is a little misleading. But nonetheless, I'll give it a benefit.
Because at 980 square feet, this is usually not really a premium when we are looking at new launches.
Yeah, indeed. And next, we have the 4-bedroom deluxe flexi. So flexi sounds like, okay, maybe study, they call it a naughty corner, a space. I call it a space.
Yeah, but this one is,
Flexi,
it's quite decent in terms of the study area. And I think this one has a window also.
Has a window. So it's some light there filtered in. Okay, and for this flexi, if you take note of the walls, it's a little thicker.
Yeah.
And likelihood it could be a PVC kind of construction. So a PVC type of construction, if you're not able to hack the walls right over here, if it's not ID design. Yeah. So one thing note, very similar to the 3-bedder, it has just the difference, one more additional room over here for bedroom 4. And subsequently, 2 toilets and 1 little washroom at the back. So it's very similar, just one more bedroom in general, and also a walk-in closet for the master bed. Okay. And next, we have the 4-bedroom premium. We have a more dumbbell layout type for junior master and a master bedroom for someone who really need more space for 3-generation living. So this is starting from around close to 2 million. Okay. And one thing note is the dining and living is pretty huge. So it's for someone who plans to stay for long term. But one thing to note for EC, which I'm noticing, is fun fact. Do you know you're capped by this thing called the MSR? Mortgage servicing ratio, which
so it means that your down payment will also be higher.
Down payment higher, which means if you buy a 2 million EC, take note, this MSR will cap your income. For your income cap is 16K. If you go and calculate, key in a calculator, you'll get around 990K of loan, which is around up to 1 million. So in other words, if you really, really want to buy into an EC, that a 4-bedder EC, okay, at 1 million of loan, the remaining amount of 1 million you must pay in down payment.
Yeah.
And here include your buyer stamp duty, your other costs, that will cost maybe 1.05 million thereabout. So in terms of 4-bedroom, usually it will take slightly harder to move, but it's mainly for people who have more cash flow, maybe retirement, 3-generation, maybe husband, wife, and your grandfather want to come together to buy a property with more cash and stay in one place. Yeah, maybe this is something they will look for. But something that's why for EC cap, that's something that I'm a little more wary about. Because when it comes to reselling the EC, usually people, they buy a normal TDSR rate, they can buy a condo.
Yep.
But when it comes to buying a EC, a brand new EC, they are really capped. They are really capped by their MSR. As compared to a condo, if you can borrow 1 million, by condo you can actually borrow close to, I say, 1.8 or even 2 million.
So in that sense, when you enter into a normal condo, your leveraging is much greater as compared to if you were to enter into a EC project.
EC, especially a 4-bedder. Where one thing to think of, last thing is, even with higher down payment, your return equity is lower. Because even, for example, you make 1 million over 1 million is 100%. You make 1 million over 300K is 300%. You make more. So investment wise, usually we don't recommend people to put all cash into a property. Yeah.
And of course, in terms of EC versus condo, your waiting time to exit is also longer because you have to firstly wait for it to be built. And then for EC, then you have your 5 years MOP.
Yes.
Whereas, if you're comparing to a normal condo, you just have to hit your 3-year SSD. So of course, people always say that for ECs, there's always assured gains, but your opportunity cost is also much greater, which is something that you have to take into consideration when entering into the project itself.
Yes, indeed. That's why condo EC, we have answered later on in the BOA approach. All right. Next, let's take a look at the upcoming development. We have some launch we see the Arden, which was just did a review just recently, very recent. Break-even 1,000 per square feet, but their selling price is 1688 per square feet. So there's something that you can hedge against. But one thing note for EC, the good thing in EC is you have a clear indication to hedge against. But when it comes to opportunity cost, you're waiting for 8-year to 9-year period. So to weigh whether it's worth for investment, we will dissect that later on. Then we also have Tenet, by Qingjian also. Okay, why is it comparing to Tenet all the way at Tampines is because this is EC that recently got a very good response. Yes. That's why Qingjian is very confident and say, okay, EC is the way to go. Yeah, so that's something to take note. And okay, Qingjian also done Foret. Okay, Foret where we see break-even price 1,674. The launch, 1,009 on average, around 15% above break-even.
So it's pretty reasonable in terms of their pricing also.
Yeah, but then Qingjian also once again well known for the fact of if the market cycle is good, doesn't mean they have to launch at a cheap price. In fact, when Jscape, the break-even price 1,076, they launched at 1,600 to 1,700 per square feet, 54%, 55% above break-even. So this is something that, luckily for EC, they are a bit more sensitive to their pricing. So they know I'll estimate about a 15% break-even based on past developer kind of behavior. Okay, then with Request also, same thing, 1,003, launch price when break-even is 1,116 per square feet. So about 70% above break-even. Okay, so with this, we can sort of predict, as I mentioned, 15%.
Yep.
And last but not least, to analyze a little more of the average PSF in terms of launch price above the break-even, we can see Qingjian recent Tenet at Tampines, almost fully sold. And what we see for this development, on average, is 1,004 per square feet.
Yep.
Wow. And Treasure Tampines back then also at 1,003, 1,002. So these are things that we do foresee.
We do see a market shift in the prices also,
Yes, indeed. And just recently bought in 2021 even. And launch price 1,375 per square feet, 21% above break even. So it's some things that we need to take note. So that we can be able to predict what is the launch price of the average launch price of this particular development. Okay, and how about Visionaire?
So the last one, Visionaire, it's also by Qingjian, and this one was back in 2014, so quite some time back. But if you take a look at their pricings, last time the break-even was like at 684, so their average launch price was about 815, about 19.15% above the break-even. So we can kind of see that for ECs, usually they stay within about the 20% range above break-even because EC's prices will be a little bit more sensitive as compared to condo prices.
Especially when price is too high, people may not want to take, and that's your flop. Right? There are some EC that happen, so that's something that you just be a little more careful with the pricing. Right? So with that, we come to the end of this particular project. With this wonderful EC, that first EC review we have ever done. So a lot of people have, agents may mention EC is the best, we always make money, assured. Yes, but for myself, I have my own personal view. But before we share a personal view, let's do our traditional approach, which is either buy, wait, or avoid. So with this, let's count 3, 2, 1 as usual, and let's do this. So 3, 2, 1, avoid.
Wait.
Wow. So great. So I wait.
So I think for me, whenever you're purchasing, it's down to whether it's a own stay or investment point of view. For me, why wait? Because I think there's a lot of consideration when you want to enter into an EC, especially with your MSR instead of using your TDSR. Your ultimate down payment will then be a lot greater if you're buying a bigger unit. So in terms of investment wise, your return on equity might not be as good as if, let's say, you were to enter into a private condo, which usually for budget-wise, if a family can afford an EC in terms of their income, usually they are able to enter into the private market. Yeah.
Yes,
But of course, there are people who, purchase it for own stay. And that's a lot of the young couples who actually buy into EC also. Yeah. And I think for own stay wise, it's very different because you have to love your home, right? And if it's something that you love, then not everybody, not everybody, it's down to investments also.
Yes, indeed. So wow, I and Grace have been we have been conflicting each other for the past few video series. You stay tuned and watch. But it's good. I guess we have a different variety of views. For myself, because I see from a pure investment perspective, like when it comes to little equity, when I calculate EC, yes, somebody have made this amount, like maybe 600, 500k. Yes, it's nice for the past maybe 8 or 9 years or even 10 years for some longer EC.
Yes.
But we average out, and that's equivalent to almost 3 cycles because EC you cannot sell immediately in 3 years' time. So by doing that, if I were to compound this returns into like 2 cycles or even 3 cycles, easily I can find a unit that can compound and speed up my asset progression. And one thing to take note is, as mentioned just now, besides opportunity cost, the return equity for EC is not always the highest. And there's some EC that even after 5 to 8 years, the opportunity cost, it doesn't appreciate. It could be 10+%, 11%. There are some that we've seen before. So you must be a little careful when it comes to entering EC. If you just want to go for a short-term flip, it's definitely a place you want to stay for longer term to hedge the price against. And simply put, the returns when you tabulate side by side to that of for example other condo, even a resale condo, the returns are not as great. So it's something that purely from an investment perspective. Yeah, so with this, we come to the end of our EC review, our first EC review. So yes, Grace, any closing thoughts?
I think this is something that a lot of people will be looking forward to because it's the first EC and ultimately for those that are looking to enter into the private market in terms of budget-wise, if they have constraints, this might be something that they are looking forward to.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Finally, something that is of a palatable quantum below 1.4 million for 3-bedder.
Yes.
Brand new, I think you're looking for that. Yes, own stay. Yeah, there's something that you can look forward to. But as I mentioned, if you do have the budget for EC, some cases there are better products out there that you can consider. With the same quantum, they can make the highest return equity if you purely think of buying and renting it out. So there's some things that we always look at to compare the returns rather than simply EC is the best, EC is the thumbs up. So that's not how we work. So of course, if you have any questions, do feel free to drop us a text. And most importantly, follow our Telegram channel right here where we have the QR code so that we can send you the latest market insight and updates. Okay, so with this, we come to the end of this video. My name is Christian.
My name is Grace.
See you and have a nice day.
Bye.